Do you ever stop in your hustle to take inventory, to check if you indeed already have enough? I had an epiphany on the subject matter, you have enough, a few years back. Here's my story. About 20 years ago, I ran up huge debts, loans taken from various sources, amounting to about 20 times my annual salary. As a consequence, I attracted unpleasant outcomes, including frequent harassment by loan recovery agents, public ridicule by lenders, and stretched periods of fear of the future, not knowing what's lurking around the corner. I'm still paying down the debt, by the way, but now at a manageable pace as I succeeded in consolidating all loans into one with more convenient payment terms, thanks to God. But that's not really the lesson I want to share here. This is about the constant hustle to get to the top, wherever or whatever that means for each of us. It's about that unending and unusually unattainable pursuit for more and more and more of practically everything. The struggle to make the who is who list, often triggered by motivational speakers out there, most of whom themselves are feeding on you to find their own climb to the envisaged top. For me, my journey to amassing huge debts and resultant painful negative pressures started with a struggle to get more comfort and recognition, completely losing sight of what I already had, forgetting who I already was. While waiting for the big break, we, like I did, fail to maximize the use of what is available at the moment. And in this process, we forget that though we may not be where we want to be, we actually aren't where we used to be. We're often blinded by the conversation that start with I want, forgetting to acknowledge that I have. The difference between where you are and where you want to be could be as simple as a mindset shift to the cup being half full or half empty. I also succumb to run that rat race, forgetting that I'm not a rat, and neither are you. A race that no one truly wins without losing some of what is most dear to them, if at all they ever win. Most of the who is who are just social media sensations with no substance and miserable beings when off the stage or off the social media skit. So avoid being pressured. You have enough. Thankfully, my life began to get some balance when I was introduced to the principle of enough. Enough simply opened my eyes to the fact that at any time in all of those struggles for more, I needed to acknowledge that I indeed had enough of the things that truly matter. Things like life, sense of smell, touch, sight, hearing, ability to think logically, ability to speak, and people listen with impact, which I had then and thankfully still have. I also had more than enough of the basic necessities of life and living, by the way, as you also do. You see, in between survival and thriving is enough, and you have enough. When I ran up those debts, I had enough of all required at that moment, but I wanted more so that I could be like someone or the other that I admired, so that I can also make the who is who list. Wow. Now, this is not to say we should not aspire and indeed pursue more of every good thing. I still do as well. But I do so from an acknowledgement that I already have enough. That's a difference. And that's the thin line between surviving and thriving in this rat race. That discovery started my journey to thriving. To thrive, by the way, means to be well, successful, healthy, and strong. And the trigger is a mindset shift to enough. You too have enough if you'll just purse and take inventory. I must admit that the COVID years and the resultant lockdown were even more recent wake-up calls for me as well. That, coupled with aging, have so humbled me in recent months as I realize how much time I've wasted on nonsense. I urge you to stop wasting so much time and energy on many things and pursuits that you really neither need or have control over. Introspect and focus on what you already have. Enough. You already have enough. That understanding or appreciation is when true living starts. That is when you really begin to thrive and not just survive. To recognize that you have enough is to thrive. That's the true path to wellness, good health, productivity, and ultimate success. You have enough. Be grateful for what you have.